dropping fat beats and spiritual treats in the street studio, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Noxoma Life Camp 2.0. It's your boy Noxoma here for another 15 minutes of fame. And we're going to get into this episode quickly because it's rather lengthy, shouldn't be too complex, might be a little bit familiar to you because we did the single version in the Full Metal Lock series. This will be the disco version. It's not a repeat, it's just more complete. Let's get into it. Thank you as always for your support. Thumbs up, subscribing. Man, we love you guys. We'll see you on the other side of our mission statement.
Our mission is to provide compelling, provocative, healing, life-enhancing content to a global, English-speaking audience. Noxoma Life Camp 2.0 is a global healing initiative, 7-year plan that aims to encourage, guide, and instruct individuals to elevate their vibrations, align their frequency with universe, and reconnect with source. Also, to benefit on this material plane, reality through improved health and wellness, happiness, humility, and abundance. As we reach our funding goals, we will be able to advance to the next phase of our calling. Thank you for supporting our effort.
We had started talking about 36th birthday, but there was just so much noise out, we couldn't get a break. We may have gotten a few fragments published, but I don't know, it might just be worth doing it all over again. I was remembering when my nephew turned 36, the unclely advice I gave him was to prepare for 40. Keep it in mind, because a lot of people, they've told me, like, you know, they turn 35, next thing you know, they're 40, they don't know where the time went. One day you're blowing out 36 candles on your birthday cake, and it seems like the next day you got numbers on the cake because there aren't enough candles in a single box to put on the cake. By the time you get the last one lit, the first one is melted away. A lot of people are shocked at their 40th birthday, man. You know, they wonder where the time went, especially women. But I'm not a woman, so I don't really know that feeling, so I can't speak on it. But I'll tell you what, when I was 36, I started preparing for 40 because, you know, when I was 36, I was at the heaviest weight. So I had some real motivation. And that's probably where the idea came from. So remember, 35 is a 7-year, and we have that new consciousness coming into the mix between 35 and 36. So by the time 36-year-old consciousness took over, it was like, oh man, we got to get this vessel in shape. So I can retrofit it to the idea of preparing for 40 because that's what I was doing, whether I consciously knew it or overtly expressed it or not. Then I started thinking that perhaps it should be a 10-year strategy. Every time you hit a 6 in your age, you start looking ahead to the next 10, the next 0 year, you know, that next milestone. Every 10 years for some people is a milestone. Maybe you have some friends that are 4 or 5 years ahead of you on the timeline, and you ask them, you know, what are they feeling? Because a lot of people think that they just get old. I'm not one of those people. We don't get old. We wear out. And it seems like we get old because the vessel does not keep up with the overwhelming stress that's put on it. It's like it lags. It's like lag time. So let's say for, I don't know, 30 years of your life, from about 15 to 45, you hustle, you super hustle, plus you party. You know the people. I work hard, I play hard, da 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 da. And that play is eating good food, traveling, staying up all night, alcohol, maybe enjoying cigarettes or cigars, something like that. Now, if you do that one day, let's say that the vessel takes 2 to 3 days to metabolize and eliminate all of that stuff. But if you're doing it over and over and over again for 30 years, and then you stop, then your vessel, first of all, is going to be kind of a shock to the vessel because it's expecting you to continue. It's expecting to continue the hustle, the stress, the fuel, the backup, all this kind of stuff. And you'll be able to see it because, you'll be coughing, your lungs will be black, you'll be fat, you'll be slow, blah, 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 blah. That's just what happens. People like to dismiss that as getting old. So let's say you figure this out by 35, 36, or even 25. And then you start thinking, man, by the time I hit that next zero, I gotta be changed, and I gotta start changing it now. So you'll look at the statistics. What's it like for 50-year-old male in America? And the statistics are only going to show you the ailments of sick people, people who don't take care of themselves, because they don't keep stats on well and healthy people. This is why you see something like whatever the diabetes rate is, right? However many people die in auto accidents, because they don't keep statistics on people who don't die in their 50s of heart attacks. So you look at the statistics, maybe you're 46, going on 50, and you don't want to live like the average 50-year-old, so you got to do some research about it. And usually the three best strategies, just like the wellness 1, 2, 3s, more sleep, less junk food, more activity. Once you start practicing this ritual, this lifestyle, then you'll keep doing it. It won't just be 46 to 50. It'll be, 50 to 51, maybe 52, 53. This vessel, we do it every year. We do it every year, we do it every 7 years, we do it every 12 years. But importantly, we look at every year. And every year you do it, it gets easier because you've gotten away from the habits and rituals and the ideas and concepts that slow you down and wear you out and slowly kill the vessel. So that's it, man. This could be a lot longer because in addition to the wellness 1, 2, 3s, everybody has a reason why they can't do 1 or 2 or all 3 of them. Some people may not know, well, which activity, I can't do this because of that, blah, 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 blah. And, we don't deal in excuses, man. I'm done with that. Once upon a time, I was a fitness trainer and people would call me up and I would tell them what to do. Very, very simple, man. Very simple. And they came up with reasons why they couldn't do it. Not that I'm exceptional, man. I tell you, it took me 20 years to lose the 60 pounds that I gained in 9. And I may have talked about this before too, because the first year you might not lose any weight. You might gain weight. You don't get discouraged. You go the second year. That second year you might lose 2 or 3 pounds. You get in the body into it. By the time you're into, I don't know, your 5th or 6th year, depending on how much weight you have to start with, you can lose 5, 7 pounds a year, man. If you can gain that much, you can certainly lose that much if you have that much to lose. Eventually, your vessel's going to get to a set weight, and then you're going to have to do something a little more, in quotes, extreme, if you feel like you need to lose more weight. So let's say I was 175. 175 is in the zone for my height and where I am on the timeline, but my goal was to be the weight that a guy my height would be in 1966. So $175 was still like 10 pounds overweight, but that was where my body was set at. So what I had to start doing was intermittent fasting, getting down to 1 meal a day, doing some other stuff, the occasional juice fast, and so on, to get down to where I wanted to be. Then you start mixing and matching the amount of intake with the amount of exercise and muscle building that you do. Then when you get down to your set weight, to your goal weight, then all you have to do is maintain and just not do, you know, the work hard, party hard, stressful stuff that you did to gain the weight. Once you have achieved it, it seems like it was very easy. The toughest part, getting started, that first year, brutal. You know, like they say, 95 or 90% of businesses fail in the first year. Well, it's probably the same thing with these kind of fitness and weight loss goals, because you're so into your regular routine, your vessel has gotten so used to eating the crap that you've been shoveling into it that it misses it and it starts to rebel a little bit, and you get those cravings. Captain Mind has to be more determined and more diligent than the vessel. You have to look at the cravings like crew members, and you can't really blame them. They're not mutinying or anything like that. You know, they just gotten used to certain things. So let's wrap it up here. It's already way longer than I anticipated. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, you know where they go. Talk to you later.
This program is made possible by viewers like you. No sponsors, no affiliates, no grants, no foundations. Just your subscriptions and contributions. Thank you.